caution in your tone, Commander. I'm a fair guy, but this heat is making me absolutely crazy.
Come after me! I'm a man! I'm 40!
I ain't scared of you.
We want justice! 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 You must be crazy to pull your gun on me.
Can't have my cornbread, that's for damn sure. Because if you try to take my cornbread, part 2 of my killing spree gonna begin up in here on your ass right now.
Greetings and salutations, you know who it is. And this is I Think I Love Sports. You are in the car with the king. Shout out to Run DMC. We are here in the morning with you, rolling with you as you go to work, as you're just rolling out of bed, all them lovely things that we do, talking about sports while we going and going and going and going. I tell you what, let me tell you what. It's really been on my mind for the last week or so. Really, it's been on my mind for the last 2 years. Since I've really been focused more on college football where I wasn't before. I'll tell you what. We need to eliminate the committee. We need to eliminate the committee. Any committee. In college sports. I don't care if it's basketball, football, whatever. Definitely football though. In basketball, you're getting like half the teams in the tournament. So it's not as bad. In football, you have 12 teams. Even if they bump it up to 16, if they continue with the committee, what's really going to happen? What's really going to happen is there's going to be more bias. I don't think that you should have to check someone's resume like they're on a job interview to get into a playoffs, to play for a championship. People, what is wrong with people? Why is that a good idea? The committee wasn't even good, and I'm telling you this, the committee wasn't even good back when they were choosing national champions. Choosing national champions. Not that they actually played for a national championship. They would just choose which game they would decide to call a national championship game based on the teams that they like. And that's what they're doing now. Based on the teams that they like. That's how they're choosing the national championship playoffs. What's it called? CFP? Stupid name. Like, well, it just means college football playoff. Right. Stupid name. CFP. FBS. FCS. Look, these are traditions in college football. I know what college football is all about. They're all about traditions, and that's the problem with college football is that the playoff eliminates tradition. You know that, right? The playoff eliminates tradition. And so you have to create something new and fresh. It's difficult for people to create something new and fresh. You know, people like me and people like you out there that are creating their own social media channels, they're creating platforms. When you're creating something, it's not easy. It's not fun. It's sacrifice. You got to find time that you don't think you have. You got to carve out a time. You got to carve out a niche. You got to carve. So college football doesn't want to do that. They want to rest on their laurels. And what is a laurel to rest on? Huh? How many laurels have you known? I mean, there's Laurel Avenue in St. Paul, Minnesota. You have a Laurel Avenue or a Laurel Street in your town. Yeah, I'm all bundled up here because I'm rolling with the homies. It's called snow. Look, college football playoffs. Like I said, they have to change the tradition of the choice and create a system that picks teams like the NFL, like the NBA, like every other playoff ran system. You can't have people pick the team. I watched the AP. The AP poll is trash at best. Do you understand what I'm saying? The AP poll is trash at best. Now you can see me now with the lights. The AP poll is trash. At best, this is the best the AP poll got. Trash. Trash. Garbage. Garbage. Any other, what's the French term for garbage? Chalukuso. I don't know. I don't know what it is. But it's trash. In every language, the AP poll is trash. The AP reporters that create the polls are trash. And the people who follow the polls, I'm going to mess with you now. Now I'm going to say something to you that you don't like. The people who follow these polls are trash. You don't like that? That's all right. I'm telling the truth. You don't like the truth sometimes, but the truth shall set you free. That's what Jesus said if you follow him. Now look, understand something. I understand this. The college football playoffs have been around for a little bit, not that long. And they're slowly but steadily getting on to where they need to go. But they're taking a long time. And we're living in a modern day time. We have AI. There's a way to create an algorithm or a committee-free selection process. But you gotta eliminate. There's 135 teams in Division I college football. 135 playing college football. And Notre Dame, which I think it's kind of silly because I used to actually like Notre Dame a little bit in the past. I think it's silly how I thought they were in an actual division. I mean, I thought they were in an actual conference. They're in a conference of independence, and the conference of independence has UConn. And football-wise, why don't everybody just join the independent conference? Is that wrong? If everybody's like, you know what, I'm just gonna join the independents, and you can just do whatever you want, play however many people you want, do whatever you want. You're in the independent, but you still get factored in because of the players that you have. But that's not really what it is. It's because of the prestige of Notre Dame. It's because of who Notre Dame is, what they've done in the past, and all that. That's really what it is. It has nothing to do with football, really. I mean, it does, but it has to do with the history of football, not actually the actual game or strategy or nothing like that. Notre Dame is attached to college football at the hip, and college football and their traditions don't want to let that go and require Notre Dame to actually be in a conference. Now, understanding with all these conferences, what do you need to do? There's too many conferences. There are too many conferences. You have to break the conferences down. You have to create maybe 4 conferences at the most. You have to create divisions within that conference, and then you can come up with a way of actually having a playoff without a committee sitting around saying, well, who do we like? What's this guy's name? Who plays on the team? How tall is the quarterback? What stats? What stats? And I can't stand the stats on this crap. What stats does this team have? Who ranks higher than this and that? And stupidity. Stupidity at its finest. This is not the way you choose a champion. And if I'm in college, if I'm a college football coach or a college, and I have a team who's undefeated, and we went undefeated the entire year, but we didn't even get into the playoffs, but we beat everybody, I'm not calling that team a national champion because they didn't beat me. I think any college football team that's undefeated in Division I and has to look at the 12 teams playing and say, well, most of those teams are not undefeated. But then to say that, oh well, yeah, to say that, yeah, they're national champions if they win, the playoffs, but they ain't played me. They don't know they don't know what we can do. They just assume because I'm from North Texas or Tulane or Boise State or whatever, wherever I'm from, that doesn't sit well with their mindset. They're saying that we couldn't beat that team because of who we are. Well, I don't look at them as a national champion. If I'm the coach of those teams, I crown myself in the national champion. If we're just using committees to crown people, then crown them. Crown them. we know exactly who they were, and we let them off the hook. Shout out to Denny Green and the Denny Green family, man. You gonna crown them? No, you want to crown these people without actually playing everybody? To me, yes, should they have 135 games? No. But if you're the best team, you should have to play against the other best teams. There shouldn't be several undefeated teams in college football, but you only got one national champion. That don't even make sense. That doesn't make sense. You have several undefeated teams each year. You have a few undefeated teams, a few to several undefeated teams in college football who are undefeated the entire year. They get to a bowl game, they win the bowl game, but because they're not playing certain teams or because they're not playing in a certain bowl game, they're not considered what? National champions. Yet they're undefeated. You see how that doesn't make sense? The national champion then is not even playing the better teams. Well, they say they are though. So, oh well, you can. I know people will argue with that. Like, well, you can't really say that. Well, I can. You can't say it, but I can. That's how that works. So, oh, excuse me. It's cold here. I'm done rambling. I feel like I was a rant. That's something I had to get off my chest right here, fresh in the morning, freaking dawning. I had to get that off my chest. But we're gonna come back. We're gonna talk about more sports. Sports. I might talk about who it is that actually made me burst into this industry of sports media. But yeah, we'll be back. Don't worry about it. Come up and see me sometimes. You know what it is. It's me, the King David B, and I love sports. Greetings and salutations. You're back, and we're back. He's still rolling with the homies in the car with the king. In the car with the king. Shout out to Run DMC. This is I Think I Love Sports. You know who it is. Me, the King David B. Welcome back. We're gonna stick to that topic of college football. There's a lot of coaching musical chairs we're playing now. Don't like the coaching musical chairs. I can't stand the musical chairs of coaching. I watch the same 27 coaches rotate different teams. The same 27 coaches in college, in the NFL, from college to the NFL, from the NFL back to college, and it's not even a good song playing for the musical chairs of the coaches, the head coaches in football. I'm going to touch on the NFL in just a second, but right now we're going to talk about college football. Penn State. Okay? A lot of college football teams are looking for football coaches. Penn State is a prestigious name, has a prestigious place in college football history. They are still a big school. They're a big name. They still garner a lot of eyes. They still have a huge fan base, not just in Pennsylvania, but across the entire country. Penn State fired their coach. I believe his name was Franklin. Fired their coach. Franklin, the former Penn State coach, is now the head coach at Virginia Tech. Right? Okay. So Lane Kiffin went from Ole Miss to LSU after LSU fired their coach. What was their coach name? Peterson, Kelly, one of those ex. Wait, what was his name? It was one of the ex-coaches. Didn't he coach NFL? I forget his name right now. One of the ex-Eagles coaches. No, Chip Kelly was coaching in. Las Vegas. Las Vegas, that's right. And it's the musical chairs. Like, look, this is what's so silly about the whole coaching thing, because they're talking about the players. They gotta have this, and they gotta have that, and they should have this. And the players should just be able to walk away, but the coaches over here playing musical chairs. Oh yeah, but there's a buyout, and there's this, and there's that for the coach. Hey, what is expected of the coaches is not the same thing as expected of the players. The coaches should not have a musical chairs. I'm just rolling along here, not knowing where I'm going. The coaches should not have musical chairs. One iota. Not Mariota. Not one of them. Penn State. Now, this is what I'm getting on here, Penn State. I'm going to help Penn State out. Penn State, I'm going to give you some free game. You want some free consulting work? Here we go. And listen to the king. Here's free consulting work for Penn State. Penn State, you want to know who to hire? Because you've been trying to hire every coach that's ever existed or ever exists at this point in time that has won at any level. You are reaching. And you're reaching in all the wrong places. You don't want them coaches. You're trying to get an Alabama coach. You're trying to get Lane Kiffin. You're trying to get all these different coaches. What's wrong with y'all? No. So here's what I'm telling you. Here's what I'm going to tell you. I want you to listen closely, so we all don't miss. As it goes a little something like this, hit it. You want the coach? You want the next Penn State national championship coach? P.J. Fleck. Bam! No, he's not. P.J. Fleck is your next Penn State national championship coach. If you're smart, that's who you pick. I don't know who you guys scouting for you as far as coaches are concerned, but P.J. Fleck is on that trajectory if you put him on it. If he's on that trajectory. Now it's going to be about the first team who actually gives P.J. Fleck a chance. Minnesota, bless their heart, Minnesota is not a football team. We don't have the prestige. We don't have the power in football. We don't have that. It doesn't exist. That's the problem. And we probably will never reach that stage. There's going to be a severe environmental change for severe environmental change for Minnesota, the University of Minnesota, or just even the state of Minnesota, to become like a football powerhouse state. You understand that, right? It's not going to happen. We are a hockey state. We're not a football powerhouse state. We could be, but it would take a seismic move for that to take place. You understand that, right? Okay. Now that we understand that that's what would have to take place in Minnesota, P.J. Fleck is that good of a coach. You know that? You know how good of a coach PJ Fleck is? I don't know if people really know how good PJ Fleck is. And he has some of that old school stuff. He's man. Penn State, if PJ Fleck were to go to Penn State and establish that environment that he brought from Western Michigan, where he created a winning program, to Minnesota, where he's created a winning program, and these aren't two powerhouse college football teams. He has his roots and grounded in the Midwest. Penn State, right outside of that Midwest and the Northeast. If you're smart, PJ Fleck knows how to recruit people from Minnesota. The linemen from Minnesota, the offensive linemen from Minnesota are NFL prospects. The quarterbacks from Minnesota are NFL prospects. The cornerbacks from Minnesota are NFL prospects. Do you understand? PJ Fleck has created this. It didn't exist before PJ Fleck got to Minnesota. No. Not in the grand numbers that he's putting up as it pertains to getting kids, coaching kids to the NFL, to the next level. Oh yeah, no, this man has skills. That PJ Fleck, if you're smart, whomever is the smartest, what do you want to call him? The smartest athletic director, the smartest college athletic director, with the most prestige, the school with the most prestige. If y'all don't jump on PJ Fleck and put him on your program and let him do his thing and get y'all some national championships, you are lost your mind. Penn State, you better go after PJ. I'm telling you right now. I don't want him to leave Minnesota because I love Minnesota. The Golden Gophers is that's one of my squad. Because I was born and raised there. So you don't want to. Look, I don't really want PJ Fleck to leave Minnesota, but I'm looking at him like, this man is too good to be coaching in Minnesota. Why is he in Minnesota? What is he doing in Minnesota? Great coach, fantastic. Nobody wants him to leave. Nobody is cheering for him to be fired at any point in time, and we probably never will in Minnesota. Do you understand? Never. That's like cheering for Nick Saban to be fired in Alabama. It doesn't happen. Okay? And this is Kirby Smart. You know, my first squad, my original squad, Georgia. Ain't nobody cheering for Kirby Smart. It's about the same thing. PJ Fleck is who you want, Penn State. He has his roots in the northern part of the country. He knows how to find good talent. He knows what it takes to win. He knows how to get the trench players, the defensive line and the offensive line. Those players from Minnesota are excellent. If nobody else is good, I'm going to tell you who's good on Minnesota. That offensive line is cold. That offensive line is built. Now, Penn State, if PJ Fleck, if you were to hire PJ Fleck at Penn State, national championship within the next 3 years or less. 3 years or less. You got to give him a few years because 3 years or less, PJ Fleck is in a national championship game. I don't know if he wins, but he's definitely in the game. 3 years or less. Probably 2 years. Within 2 years, PJ Fleck is turning them national championships. Boom, boom. He's getting to the college football playoffs every year. No question about it. Now, I hope you understand that. I hope you get it down inside. Let it permeate. Because I just gave you some free game, athletic director at Penn State. All those people out there who ain't thinking about PJ Fleck, better start putting y'all's brains together. What do I know? I love sports. Greetings and salutations. You know who it is. With King David D. And you are in the car with the King. This is I Think I Love Sports. Y'all to Run DMC. You know what it is, Mitty King David B. This is I Think I Love Sports. Welcome back. We were talking about what? Coaching. I gave all the college athletic directors a wonderful nugget of who they should be hiring at Penn State. Any other college athletic directors heard it? They was like, no, I'm gonna jump on that. Okay, I mean that's up to y'all, but I think Penn State, y'all got the first credit. I just gave y'all some game with PJ Fleck. Okay, now we're gonna stick to coaching. We're gonna talk about we're gonna stay on coaching. We're gonna stay on coaching here. So as we're sticking to the coaching topic, then we turn to the NFL. And I guess over the past weekend, they were talking about fire Tomlin. Dude, Pittsburgh has had 3 coaches. I want to know how silly people, because I'm hearing people on these the 4-letter sports channel or on the animal sports channel. That sports channel that yells and screams. We got the 3-letter sports channels. Look, Mike Tomlin ain't going nowhere, man. This is Pittsburgh, man. They've had 3 head coaches. In how many years? Let's hear it, ladies and gentlemen. How many years? Over 60 years. With 70 years, 3 head coaches. Stop playing with me. They're not just firing Tomlin for the sheer fun of it. You understand? They're not gonna do it. They're not firing Tomlin. That's dumb. Mike Tomlin is not leaving Pittsburgh. I want y'all to understand this. I want you to say it too, so you can understand it, Jim. You go now. Chop, chop. Mike Tomlin ain't leaving Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is not. Pittsburgh don't care like that. Pittsburgh is not your typical franchise who listens to all y'all fans out there complaining about bull stuff that y'all don't really know about. Half these coaches shouldn't be fired. Half these coaches should not be fired before 3 years. Before 3 years. The other half shouldn't be fired for 7 years. You got an AP poll giving out Coach of the Year titles. Jason Garrett got the Coach of the Year. I want y'all to know that. Jason Garrett got the Coach of the Year title. Did you know that? Jason Garrett? Jason Garrett got Coach of the Year. That tells you how much AP poll know what they're doing. Look. Jason Garrett was a credible backup for the Dallas Cowboys. Jason Garrett was not a good coach. Let's stop playing around. You say, oh, just because you know how to organize a team does not make you a good coach. Yeah, there's more to it than that. Jason Garrett shouldn't be getting Coach of the Year ever. Kevin Stefanski got Coach of the Year twice. Like, wait, you mean, in 5 years, and within 5 years, Kevin Stefanski got 2 Coach of the Years. Hasn't went to a Super Bowl. Hasn't went to a championship game. Absolutely. Thank you. Yeah, I gotta fuel up. You in the car with the king, man. Don't worry about it. Now, Wendy's, I would love to have a sponsorship with you. Come on, work with me. Come on, work with me. Give me that Wendy's black card so I can get my Wendy's every morning. Right now, I get it every now and again, but Wendy's got some of the best breakfast, man. Can't mess with Wendy's French toast sticks. you can't mess with Wendy's breakfast is on point, man. You can't mess with Wendy's breakfast. I know I'm gonna go back to Mike Tomlin and say you can't mess with Wendy's breakfast. You can't, man. It's better than they got the best fast food breakfast in the world. And I ain't even been around the world like that. But I'm gonna say in the country for sure. Best breakfast. McDonald's is, and then Burger King is, and there's some other. Wendy's the fast food restaurant as far as breakfast goes. Wendy's is it. Now flip around. Breakfast burrito, Wendy's. Boom. Let's go. Okay, then they had the honey butter chicken biscuit. Okay, we're done talking about Wendy's breakfast. Wendy's, hit me up. Give me that black card. But back to Mike Tomlin. Back to Mike Tomlin. Look, we gotta stop asking for coaches who are actually good. Well, Mike Tomlin's not a good coach because he's had winning seasons, but he's not good. What in the world? This is the foolishness that I hear from people. Yeah, he has. What does it mean to have a bunch of winning seasons and get to the playoffs? Well, Kevin Stefanski, like I was telling you, got 2 Coach of the Years. Just having average winning teams and getting to the playoffs. He got Coach of the Years for that garbage. We call Kevin Stefanski Coach of the Year for having 2 winning seasons. The season that he don't win, he don't get Coach of the Year. Does that make sense to you? The seasons that Kevin Stefanski does not win, okay, well, if he don't win, and they're only giving him because he's in Cleveland. They're not giving it to him because he's a good coach. It's all, you're in Cleveland winning. Like, it doesn't take a lot to win in Cleveland if you just know what you're doing. Cleveland actually has good players, or they've had good players. Kevin Stefanski is not a bad coach, but to be 2-time Coach of the Year in 5 years, when the team hasn't went to a championship game, they haven't done anything that's credible as a team other than let a bunch of good people go. Ruining people's careers. Huh? Yeah, you don't want me to speak on it like that? That's what Cleveland has done. They have ruined some people's careers. On offense, for sure. They have, for sure. They have ruined people's careers. Baker Mayfield, they tried to ruin his career. How do you get Coach of the Year twice? You won 10 games each of those years. 10. You was 10-8. 10-7 or whatever. You got Coach of the Year winning at 10-7? You got Coach of the Year at 10-6? You the Coach of the Year only because you're in Cleveland. Because they're like, we didn't expect Cleveland to win. Oh, he must be the greatest coach ever. Yep, Jason Garrett must be the greatest coach ever. Look at the Coach of the Year lists of AP. Tell me what you find. There's a lot of people on there that should not be Coach of the Year, should not have been Coach of the Year, probably are not coaching anymore. There are a lot of people on there that coach in high school. They're offensive coordinating or defensive coordinating. Eberflus probably would have got coach. They gave Matt Nagy got Coach of the Year in Chicago. Where Matt Nagy at right now? Coach of the Year is bullcrap. You know who should choose the Coach of the Years? Coaches. And you shouldn't even choose the Coach of the Year until the end of the year. Wait until the Super Bowl's over with, and then tell me who the Coach of the Year is. And the best coach is not always a Super Bowl winning coach. I get that. It doesn't have to be. But the AP Coach of the Year, garbage. Just like the AP poll. But this whole fire Mike Tomlin, because all he has done is win, the dumbest stuff in the world. Oh, that's Jalen Hurts. All he does is win. He just wins. He ain't good. He just wins. Huh? Do y'all even make sense? Is anybody making sense? Has everybody drank the Kool-Aid? Huh? Where's Jim Jones? Not the balling Jim Jones. Where's the 1978 Jim Jones? Because he must have spiked y'all's Kool-Aid. People don't even drink Kool-Aid no more, do they? He must have spiked y'all Pedialyte. Y'all electrolyte drink. He spiked your smart water. Huh? Jim Jones spiked the Gatorade for these people thinking like this. Man, what's wrong with y'all? All they do is win. All I do is win no matter what. That's what the point is. The point of the game is to win. You win, you play to win the game. Huh? You play to win the game. Huh? What? Shout out to Harvard Edwards. Y'all don't get it. That's what you're playing for, is to win the game. Outside of winning, how you gonna be a good coach if you don't win? All that coach do is win. He just win the regular season, man. He ain't even no good, huh? So he hasn't had a regular season where he has been on the other side of 500, on the negative side of 500, and you're telling me that is not a plus? You're telling me Jalen Hurts winning doesn't matter because he's not doing it with a flashy tone? Y'all need to stop. Stop it right now. Cut. Don't say nothing. I appreciate y'all hanging with me this time, all this time. I be on the ones and twos, keeping on the Papa Stopper. We're gonna make this a regular thing, though. That's what this is all about. You in the car with the king,